Everyone always says you're going to talk about it. But today, we're going to talk about why we don't always want to talk about it. And that's absolutely normal. That part of you wants you to suffer, right? I think that's what bad mental health is. It's like this bloody alter ego in there that is just hell-bent on making you suffer. But you don't have to be that person. You don't have to play that character. That's what I'm doing. It's exciting feeling that pain in my arms. It's exciting holding on, trying to complete that rep. Even when my body says, no, my brain says, yeah, boy, we're doing it. So we're doing it. And welcome back to your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength, baby, absolutely. Now, it's leg day today. We got squats. We definitely have squats today, but today, what I wanted to do was take this opportunity to discuss mental health, specifically bad mental health. Now, I don't talk about it a lot, directly on my channel. Not that, I don't think there's a problem. It's definitely a problem. However, it's just everybody talks about it all the time, and I think that a lot of talk is cheap. But I guess I want to share my thoughts on it again because it's been a little while since I have. Now, I do have my own struggles, absolutely. I have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which is not a lot of fun, and I'll talk more about that during the session. But I've lost friends to bad mental health. They have succumbed to themselves, and we have to be a little careful with what words that I use in this video because YouTube gets a bit funny about things that are real sometimes. So bear with me and try and decipher some of my words. But yeah, I've had friends, and as I said recently, who have succumbed to their demons or whatever you want to call it, right? And I have some things that I want to say. So today, it's a bit of therapy. Now, for me, yeah, I'm feeling a little off, the last couple of days. I don't like to talk about it that much. It is what it is. I'm just going to be real and transparent with you guys today. I'm still going to have fun, don't get me wrong, because the best thing to do when you feel down is to have some fun. Do something that excites you, but also today is therapy. It's therapy for me, and perhaps it's therapy for you. Maybe you need to talk about this. Maybe you need to listen. Maybe you'll find something in this video that helps you. Now for me, the zercher squat is pain therapy. Now, I get some self-destructive tendencies when I struggle, absolutely. But there's no point, being self-destructive for no reason. For me, the zercher squat is destructive, but it's also constructive. I get stronger, I get bigger, I get more resilient. I get something out of doing this. This isn't just being destructive for the sake of it. I like to channel my feelings, we can say, into something productive, something that makes me better, not worse, because that's a very, very slippery slope and it's very easy to fall into those traps. So today, we're squatting. We're gonna hit a heavy zercher squat, baby. We're gonna go heavy, we're gonna chase the pain, and we're gonna grow. That's what's gonna happen today. I'm excited. I'm excited for the session. I'm excited to get better. I'm excited to talk to you guys. Before we do get started though, pre-workout. Again, I've been using this one for quite some time, and I have absolutely no problems promoting it. HerculesSupplements.com.au if you want to grab yours. Energy of the Gods, their ultimate high stim. Use the code TheWolfKing666 for a discount as well. I'm going to hit some of this dry scooped. Obviously, we're men here. You know what I'm saying? But I am speaking to men. This channel is mostly men. So if there's any ladies here, maybe you can still relate, but obviously I think the large majority of my audience is men. So this is, more so about men because I'm a man and I know men and I know myself. So I'm speaking from that perspective. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a clinical doctor. I don't, have any of those professional accolades. I'm just a guy who's been through it, who's seen others go through it, and I just want to share with you. So obviously just know that, This isn't freaking medical advice. It's just me sharing experiences and my opinions, and hopefully they can help someone. That's what it's about. But let's get this shit. That's part one of my pre-workout. We'll hit part two, and then we're gonna start getting warmed up. We'll get some weight on the bar. And I'd like to work up to, as I said, a heavy zercher squat. Last week, we hit 250 kilograms, which is a big zercher squat with a pause. This week, maybe more. We'll see. Part two done. Let's get to work. All right, so we have 60 kilos on the bar. I'm all warmed up and ready to go. Now, I'm gonna go heavier than last week. That's the plan. Last week we got to 250 kilos, which is 550 pounds, 551 pounds. We wanna go more than that. And I'd say we'll hit plate jumps till we get to around 180 kilos, around 400 pounds, and then I might make a few smaller jumps. But yeah, we're gonna go heavy, and we're gonna have a chat, as we get through the warm-ups. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I've been, looking forward to this session because I know afterwards, even though starting the session can be difficult, of course, sometimes you just got to get in there and get to work. And once I do enjoy it. The feeling afterwards is obviously a mixture of being extremely beat up and tired, but feeling accomplished as well, which is good. It sets you up for positive things. So I'm gonna get to work now. We'll chat. Whew. All right, baby. Let's get to work. Easy peasy. So we'll go plate jump, we'll go to 100. But it's gonna take a bit to warm up, feeling a bit stiff today. But I obviously expected that. It's been a big couple of weeks of training and life. So a few sets, I'll feel better. Let's get it. All right, baby, 100 kilos on the bar now, 220 pounds. Now, when it comes to mental health, bad mental health, we'll just call it that, everybody suffers differently. Everyone's dealing with something, and all of those things, they stem from an event of some sort, right? Generally. Yeah, some people, it's genetic, but a lot of people, we develop these issues due to things that we've experienced in life, and it tends to make us act in certain ways. Sometimes we have triggers, sometimes we don't. Now, me, I have borderline personality disorder, which it makes emotional regulation difficult for me. I definitely feel things very intensely, especially when it comes to like anger and rage. I harbor a lot of that negative energy sometimes. And well, it can be negative, but I think what's important to note is that not everything that seems negative or looks negative has to be that way. Now, as I said earlier, I like to do things that are constructive, right? So instead of me, harming myself with an addiction of some sort, or physically, getting myself into trouble, doing something silly, there's ways for me to overcome these things. And by doing, something like the zercher squat, that for me creates some sort of order out of the chaos, something that's productive, okay? It's my choice to do something positive with that negative energy. And that's something that's very difficult to do because a lot of people, they get caught in their suffering and it becomes a part of their identity and they get trapped in it, and it becomes, I guess they start to believe it's who they are and that's how they're going to feel all the time. There's nothing they can do about it, but it's always going to come down to choices. And that's what we're going to talk a lot about today, is choices that we make for ourselves because it's important as men that we don't have to rely on other people, because you and I both know that we don't want to rely on them. We don't really want to talk about things, right? That's a big thing. Everyone always says you're going to talk about it. But today, we're going to talk about why we don't always want to fucking talk about it. And that's fucking absolutely normal. And speaking of, such things, finding purpose and a reason to be better is one of the best ways through things, I think. For me, becoming, a father was life-saving, life-changing, eye-opening, and it's given me a whole different perspective on life. And he decided to wear his Reaper costume today because he likes being a little Reaper. Don't you, buddy? I'm gonna do my set now, okay? All right, baby, 100 kilos. We'll go say 4 or 5 reps. Warming up, baby, let's go. Yeah, buddy. All right, so let's be maybe a little controversial for a minute and might ruffle some feathers, right? I don't intend to ruffle feathers. This is just my genuine belief through what I literally see all the time and by what I've felt. Now, okay, a lot of really nice sentiments out there in the world, like Are You Okay Day, and men's talk and encouraging men to speak about their issues and mental health. Now, how is that going? How's that going for everybody? I don't see it going that well, because I believe that's not the solution. Okay, I don't think, well, I'll use myself as an example. If I'm having a really down time and someone asks me how I'm doing, I will make light of it. I will joke about it, and that's just how it is. Okay, we'll play it off like it's nothing, and that's typically what men do. Okay, I don't know why. I'm not here to say why, but I believe that most men will just laugh it off. Now, one, I don't think most people are actually prepared to have a real conversation about mental health, and when people do ask, how you doing, mate, or are you okay, I believe most of the time it's just a friendly sentiment, but I don't expect, I don't think they're expecting a life story. Now, when it comes to talking about it, I think that when we start, forcing men to talk about it, I think it has other social repercussions for them, because people judge. People judge, man. Now, people say they don't judge. Everybody judges. It's a natural reaction. It's what we do. Everybody has feelings attached to those judgments. It will give some people the ick. If you're in a relationship with a woman, and you're talking to her about these issues, there is a good chance that she won't look at you the same anymore. And any women that are watching this, you may disagree. But through, as I've said, general experience and seeing it with other people, this is very much the case. And it's not having a dig at women at all. It's not. It's not your responsibility to pick up your man when he's feeling sad. Absolutely, it's great if you can be there and be that supportive person for him, but understand that he probably isn't going to talk to you about it. Talking doesn't do anything. What we need to think about is a solution from within ourselves. And that's kind of like the main point of this video, because you do know, I know that you're watching this and you get it. You get it, right? Talking doesn't do anything. You don't even want to talk about it. If someone does ask you, you're probably going to play it off and you're going to go along suffering on your own. Okay, men like to suffer on their own, apparently. It's in our blood. Okay, and that's probably completely normal. We're problem solvers as well. Don't forget that. And other people depend on us to solve problems and to be strong. That is why I personally don't like to talk about my problems or display weakness publicly. Okay, I need to appear strong for people around me, and I need to be strong for people around me, okay? I'm not going to be strong if I'm constantly leaning on people for support. I gotta fix my own problems, and I wanna help other people with their problems. I'm not saying that people around me don't help me with my problems, but I ain't depending on it. Okay, sometimes people are just fantastic and they just help without necessarily asking if anything's wrong, because typically you know. If you know someone well, you can typically, if you pay attention and observe, you can see when they're not doing well. As a man, you can see when your mate's not doing well. What's the best thing you can do? Well, I'm going to talk about that next, I think. I think we can talk about what are these things that we can do to get ourselves out of these messes. Because that's all you can do. You can cry about it, or you can get yourself out of it and move on. Two options. All right, baby, 140 kilos, 308 pounds. Just under my body weight at the moment. Couple of reps, nice and easy. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so 140 kilos, moving really well. Now, let's just quickly talk about a few things that we can do for ourselves to pull ourselves out of that hole, okay? Now, as I said, everyone suffers from something different. It's not all the same, I understand that. But I believe that the answer to fixing these things and overcoming these things is, in most cases, the same. Okay, it's coming down to ourselves all the time. Stop looking outside of yourself for answers, okay? We already discussed the fact that most men don't want to talk about it, okay? Don't want to talk about it. So if you have friends that are suffering, don't ask them if they're okay. Fucking take them to the gym or something, right? Take them to do something constructive. And that's what I want to talk about. It's like creating things for yourself. Like if you suffer from bad mental health, don't sit at home when you feel depressed. Don't lock yourself in the house. Don't do those things that your mind is telling you to do. Don't seclude yourself. Get out in the sun, go to the gym, lift some weights, do some things that are going to make you feel better. Your mind, your brain will lie to you. It will tell you to stay home. It will tell you you do not want to do anything. You're just going to suffer. You just want to be sad. You want to feel sorry for yourself. Well, mate, it's up to you if you do that or not. Have a contingency plan. Have a plan so when everything's gone to shit, you know that, hey, I don't want to fucking do it, but I know if I do these things, I know if I go to the gym, I know if I go for a fucking hike, I know if I go for a run, I know if I go and sit out in the sunlight for half an hour, I am going to feel better. And at the time, you won't want to do it because your brain will tell you that you won't feel better. And it's all bullshit. Because that part of you wants you to suffer, right? I think that's what bad mental health is. It's like this bloody alter ego in there that is just hell-bent on making you suffer. But you don't have to be that person. You don't have to play that character. It's always your choice. For me, as I said, today, I didn't really want to come in here and squat. My body hurts. I don't feel fantastic. But I'm already feeling a bit better, right? I'm doing my thing. Didn't want to do it. I'm doing that hard thing. Training myself to overcome that little fucking voice in my head that tells me, no, you don't have to do it today. No, I do have to do it today because I won't be happy with myself. And I'm sure you understand that. So set up these things for yourself, you know, and follow through with them. And it's easier said than done because you don't want to do it at the time, but too bad, so sad. Man up, you know. We need men. We need you guys to fucking hang around. We need you to overcome things. Life isn't always going to be easy. In fact, it's probably harder more than it is easy for most people. Okay, and that's life. Yeah, we can always change those things. The more we change our outlook, the more positive things we do for ourselves, the less time we spend suffering, the better our life is going to be. It's all a perspective. If you spend too much time being that depressed character, being that sad character, you're going to have a depressed and sad life. Be that man who steps up, who overcomes shit, who gets it done, unapologetically, regardless of how he feels. That's a choice. You can be that character. You can be the main character, right? You can have that fucking energy, whatever you want to call it, dude. But you got to live it. You got to be it. You got to do it. It's not just talk. Do. Talking is cheap. Talking doesn't help. Doing helps. Do the thing. Do the thing that excites you, that lights you up. That's what I'm doing. It's exciting feeling that pain in my arms. It's exciting holding on, trying to complete that rep. Even when my body says, no, motherfucker. My brain says, yeah, boy, we're doing it. So we're doing it. 180 kilos next. Let's get it. 180 kilos, 396 pounds, getting pretty close to 400. Let's get it. Easy work. Easy. Let's go, baby. All right, baby, 220 kilos on the bar. We're gonna make another big jump, another 40 kilo jump. We're just under 500 pounds here. Probably be my last warm up. I'm just gonna fucking go for it, man. It is what it is. This is my therapy. And you know, I hope what we've spoken about so far does help somewhat. This is just my opinion on things, you know, and you may feel the same. You know, if you do, maybe drop a comment, let me know. And maybe you guys can connect in the comments and share some opinions. I'm not sure, it's up to you. It's pretty personal stuff, and as I said, not a lot of people like to talk about it, but if there is a place to just share an opinion, maybe it's here, who knows. But I'm gonna get into the zone a little bit now, and we'll have a bit of a chat, maybe after this set, maybe after my top set. I gotta get my head in this now, because we've gotta get some fucking work done, man. This hurts, it's heavy, it's hot, but it ain't gonna lift itself, man. I'm gonna do it. Success, baby. 260 kilos, paused, PB. Fuck, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, from the very moment I stepped in the gym today, I knew that it was gonna be hard. I wasn't feeling great, but I wanted a challenge, man. I wanted to be against the odds, so I create that challenge, and then I fucking smashed it, man. And now, I feel amazing. I mean it. That means more to me than just a fucking silly squat, right? That is me fucking stepping up and getting shit done, handling business, man. Because now, I'm gonna go and be hell productive and do some good shit. Okay, that got me out of my funk, because I could have just kept going. I've been feeling off for a couple of days. Yesterday was a scheduled rest day and I didn't train, and it didn't help. Today, you know, it was kind of meant to be another rest day, but you got to make a decision. And I was like, I ain't going to be sitting here in this swamp of misery. I'm going to go out there and get some shit done. And I'm going to do the hardest thing that I could possibly think to do in the gym. For me, it's the zercher squat. And I'm going to go as heavy as I can, heavier than I should. And I'm going to pause it. You know, winner, winner, chicken dinner, as they say. But I'm stoked. I'm fucking stoked, man. I don't think I'm gonna do any more training. Well, I'm gonna do some hamstring curls, but my knee's a little sore. It's been a little sore since the last squat session I did. But that's okay, man. I've got two knees, right? But I'm gonna hit some isolation, work hard now. That was a challenge. That was really hard. Fucking hard, man. 260 kilos, walked out, paused. Yeah, baby. And as you can see, got my monolift here. It's back. We're back, baby. Just got to get it back into position and get some flooring in for it, but gym's coming together. Very, very good. I'm gonna take a minute, and then we'll wrap this up, because I want to wrap up the whole chat as well. I want to wrap up the mental health and just leave you with a few thoughts. But I hope you've enjoyed this so far. If you have, please like this video, drop a comment and subscribe. And for the love of God, just because I post this shit doesn't mean that I want people to ask if I'm okay. I'm always okay. I make the decision every day to be more than okay. I'm not just okay, I want to fucking thrive. Do sometimes I feel like shit? Yeah. Fuck it, who cares, man? I'm still here, I'm still kicking. I ain't going down. No way in the world. Definitely not to myself. That would be very silly. Back in a sec. So that wraps up the squats for this session, and I wanted to just, talk a little more about the bad mental health stuff, right? Now, for those of you out there, who want to be there for others, right? You want to help other men. Now, there's, certain things that you can absolutely do that can influence a man in a positive way. And now, what are those things? Well, I think that, positive reinforcement is big. Now, I understand that critique is very important, right? But sometimes when people are trying to get up and going and they're just used to being flogged their entire life, sometimes they just need that positive reinforcement that is somewhat unconditional from people around them. If they get into the gym and you're seeing them put in the work, compliment them. Hey, big dog, looking big, or you're looking good, you lost some kilos, whatever it is, right? If you're seeing them put the work in, I'm not saying if they're not doing it, I'm saying if you're seeing them put the work in, get behind them, invest in them, compliment them. It goes a long way. And like men, we have feelings, man. We like to pretend we don't, right? We put up a bit of a wall because, generally through experience, that's what we have to do to survive. But compliments from those around us, even if we don't take them well, they do influence us and impact us in a positive way. Absolutely. Unconditional love, is maybe made up. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I think there are conditions to love, but just that support and being there for that person. If it's your partner, if it's your friend, if it's your boyfriend, if you pull sumo, whatever it is, compliment them. Men like that shit. Yes, you may call it stroking the ego. Men should have an ego. Men that don't have an ego sometimes lash out in negative ways, projecting an ego. But we all do have an ego, and sometimes, yes, absolutely other people can influence that in a positive way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, men are scrutinized for having an ego, it's egotistical, toxic. That's silly, man. An ego is our identity. It's our identity, it's who we are. Okay, it's nothing more, nothing less. And sometimes we need to just be praised for who we are because we are enough. Okay, and that's another big thing. Sounds cheesy, sounds lame. I'm a pretty tough guy, man. Like, not talking shit or anything, but like I've been through it. I've had my experiences, and it's important to know that you are enough. You know what I mean? It really is. We spend so much time conflicted with ourselves and the world that we lose sight in who we really are and what we bring to the table. And outside of everything that we do, there's that person, there's that child in you, right? It's always going to be there. Because you were a child, right? And I feel like a lot of people didn't get told they were enough when they were young. And I think that that influences people later in their life. Sometimes we're only worthy if we do something that is expected of us by others that maybe not be our passion, may not be what we want to do. So we do things to appease people, and that's how we get people pleasing and things like that, and that's how we get further away from ourselves. There's many things, right? It's pretty deep, so I apologize if it's too much. But yeah, just be there for people. Don't expect them to talk. Just be there. If you see them doing good things, let them know they're doing good. They'll keep doing it. They will keep doing it. Notice, pay attention. That's what you can do. I've lost friends, And do I feel guilty about it? No, I don't. Because it's not my responsibility. It's not my life. I feel sad, for sure. But they made a choice, and they've had enough. And whatever the situation was, that's their call. But It's sad to see. We don't want that to happen. Stay in the fight. It's just a game. It's just a game. Make it to the end. Don't quit early. No one likes quitters. You know, stick in there. Find your purpose, find your reason, find your motivation, whether it's someone else, whether it's you. Whatever it is, whatever helps, man. But definitely be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's very easy to be hard on yourself. I'm hard on myself, but there's a difference, I guess, right? Being hard on yourself and being honest with yourself are two different things. Be honest with yourself as much as you can. Hold yourself to a high standard, though. When you know you can do better, pull yourself up on it. You know, this isn't just a pity party. You got to act, you got to do things. You got to want to be better, you got to want to be there, you got to want to be here. It's always on you. So if you know someone you know has succumbed to themselves, be sad, that's fine. Don't blame yourself. Don't think you could have done more, because you probably couldn't. They probably didn't want to talk about it. And they just didn't have a plan to deal with it. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure you're close to those around you, and if you see someone struggling, positive reinforcement. Get them going. Keep them going. They will be okay. But yeah, it's enough for now. I'm cooked. It was a tough session. I'm going to hit some isolation work now though, but appreciate you guys being here. I feel better, you know. I feel better from training. Talking about it's difficult, but hopefully it helps someone, because not everyone talks about it. I feel like I'm in a position kind of where I have a lot of young men on here that may need to hear something real and positive, because it's very rare on social media to find this, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So until next time, well, before I do wrap it up, new programs are available on my website. We've got the 16-week powerlifting peaking program, Path of Power, and the Manifesto of Mass, a 16-week power building program, available on my website, as well as all my other single lift programs, cultstrength.square.site. Until next time, you know what to do. Stop being sad. Go to the fucking gym. You'll feel better. Trust me. Do it.